The film begins by introducing a Lithuanian woman named Draza. With her skills as a sniper, Draza successfully executes a high-ranking Belarusian official without leaving any trace. After this action, Draza visits her father at her mother's gravesite. It is revealed here that Draza carried out the mission to execute the Belarusian official under orders from Russia. On the other hand, Draza's father feels that he is nearing the end of his life due to his worsening cancer. Convinced that he does not have much time left, he wishes to end his life in a better way. Draza's father plans to end his life on the upcoming Valentine's Day. As preparation, he wants to drink and play music together with his daughter so that they can create a special farewell moment. Because her father insists, Draza finally agrees to fulfill his request. After that, the film introduces a man from the United States named Levi. One day, Levi is instructed to head to a Marine base. Upon arrival, he faces numerous questions from a woman named Bartolomeo. From their conversation, it is revealed that Levi is a former U.S. Marine who has been retired for 4 years. As a sniper, Levi has killed more than 100 people, and now these actions are starting to affect his mental health. Even so, Levi is still capable of shooting with high accuracy. Because of that ability, he often receives missions from private contractors or from the Marines even after his retirement. Learning this, Bartolomeo gives Levi a special mission. Sometime later, Bartolomeo's plane drops Levi in an open area. Strangely, Levi is not allowed to know the exact location. He proceeds toward a predetermined spot and eventually meets a soldier named Jesper. It turns out that Jesper has also been assigned the same mission by Bartolomeo and has been serving alone for the past year. After introductions, Jesper takes Levi to the real location of their mission while providing various important details. Apparently, their mission site is near a ravine that separates the western and eastern regions. Each region has a watchtower that has existed since the end of World War II. Both towers are part of a secret collaboration between leaders from the western and eastern parts of the world. Responding to Levi's questions, Jesper explains the watchtower soldiers' duties. Like Jesper, Levi is only required to maintain crucial facilities related to the tower. Levi also does not need to worry about hunger or boredom, since the tower is supplied with food and simple entertainment facilities. When Levi begins to underestimate this task, Jesper finally reveals their true mission. It turns out that watchtower soldiers are assigned to prevent creatures known as the Hollow Man from leaving the ravine. In 1940, a total of 2,400 cavalry soldiers disappeared when they were sent into the ravine to deal with the Hollow Man. Once Levi takes over this duty, Jesper heads for the pickup point, which is quite far from the ravine. Just as he is about to board the helicopter, Jesper is suddenly shot dead. This shooting is ordered by Bartolomeo as part of the watchtower soldier rotation procedure carried out every year. Over time, Levi grows accustomed to the routine of maintaining the facilities in the Western Watchtower. One night, driven by curiosity, Levi uses binoculars to observe the Eastern Watchtower guarded by Draza. He then recalls the rule prohibiting any contact between soldiers of the Western and Eastern Towers. Therefore, Levi refuses to communicate. However, because that day is Draza's birthday, she boldly violates the rule to have some fun with Levi. From that moment, Levi and Draza begin to communicate through written messages using their binoculars. In the midst of this relaxed atmosphere, Draza notices signs of movement from the Hollow Man. Without hesitation, Draza launches an attack to prevent the Hollow Man from escaping the ravine. After successfully halting the Hollow Man's attack, Draza immediately treats the injuries that appear due to landmine explosions. In the end, Draza tells Levi that this has been her best birthday, as it provided both a pleasant and thrilling experience. The following day, Levi repairs the safety fence at the edge of the ravine and installs new mines. During this situation, a small drone suddenly emerges, flying up from below the ravine. But Levi and Draza take no action because the automated weapons do not register the drone as a threat. Heading into mid-February, Draza is in mourning because her father has ended his life at this time. To comfort Draza, Levi plans to cross the ravine and visit her tower. In doing so, Levi uses a cable to build a structure similar to a zip line. With Draza's help, this ravine crossing facility is finally completed. Not long after, Levi manages to cross and is warmly welcomed by Draza. They are not worried that their meeting will be detected by the mission authorities, since the tower's satellite is set up to cloak the appearance of the ravine and its surrounding area. Afterward, Levi chats with Draza while keeping an eye on the ravine from her tower. By observing the seasonal changes for the past 6 months, Levi is convinced that the ravine is located in the northern hemisphere. He then grows curious about the origins of the Hollow Man. Yet Draza advises Levi not to keep asking, because according to her father, who was once a KGB agent, the truth is not always good to know. Speaking of fathers, Levi turns out to have extraordinary marksmanship skills, thanks to training from his father, who was a hunting enthusiast. An impressive fact that allows Levi to hit a target from 3 kilometers away. After spending the night at Draza's tower, Levi returns to his own tower. However, during the journey, Levi's pulley cable suddenly snaps because of a mine explosion activated by the Hollow Man. Seeing Levi fall into the ravine, Draza quickly acts by parachuting down, determined to save him. At the bottom of the ravine, Levi, who was previously unconscious, awakens to find himself hanging from a tree. After defeating a lurking ravine monster, Levi drops into a sticky area that turns out to be the mouth of another ravine creature. When Levi is on the brink of death, Draza arrives just in time and succeeds in killing that monster. Draza then explains that she brought an automatic pulley device, so they only need to walk toward the eastern wall of the ravine to find a cable and climb back up. A few seconds later, Levi and Draza are attacked by Hollow Men on horseback. After a tough struggle, they manage to defeat both Hollow Men without sustaining serious injuries. While inspecting one of the horse-mounted Hollow Men, Levi notices that the creature is wearing a military uniform from the World War II era. Now Levi can conclude that these Hollow Men are the cavalry soldiers who went missing in the ravine long ago. Shortly thereafter, Draza recalls that her automatic pulley device fell into the river where she landed. Unfortunately, that river is about 500 meters away from where she is right now. Consequently, Levi and Draza have no choice but to head to the river first to retrieve Draza's pulley device. Along the way, they come across an area with a few buildings, suggesting it was once inhabited by humans. Hearing the sound of a Hollow Man, Levi and Draza immediately hide in one of the buildings. While they check the place, they find numerous human remains. Levi concludes that all those people took their own lives there, because near their bodies there is evidence of cyanide. Soon after, Levi and Draza are attacked by a spider-like monster. Even before they can handle that, they are forced to fight several Hollow Men at once. Amid the chaos, Draza manages to unleash a bomb attack that destroys all the enemies in that location. While waiting for more Hollow Men to show up, Levi and Draza quickly take shelter inside a facility behind the cliff. After setting up barricades at the entrance, they begin searching the area and manage to hide. They turn on the electricity at the site. Hoping to find clues, Levi plays a video recorded in 1946. It turns out this scientist was a member of a secret community formed by leaders from both the western and eastern parts of the world. The community was working on a lethal biochemical missile project as a rival to the creation of the atomic bomb. The missile development took place at the bottom of the ravine to maintain the secrecy of the project. 6 days before the video was made, a major earthquake damaged the missile. As a result of this disaster, the biochemical agent containing toxins from the missile spread throughout the ravine environment. The poison then interacted with the local flora and fauna, causing humans who were exposed to begin mutating after 5 days. At the end of the video, the scientist shows that parts of her body have already undergone mutation. This is what causes humans to transform into hollow men. After watching the video, Levi finds a computer from the early 2000s and quickly checks its contents. Apparently, the computer belongs to Dark Lake, a private genetic research company that assigned Levi to keep watch over the ravine. Dark Lake also uses drones to collect hybrid DNA samples from hollow men. Dark Lake uses these DNA samples for its super soldier development project. This explains why the ravine has never been obliterated. Dark Lake is still working to gather hollow man DNA samples. Knowing the truth, Levi and Draza now look for a way back to avoid mutating. They also become more vigilant around hollow men, since it turns out the creatures are cunning in battle. After leaving the facility, Levi and Draza are attacked again by horse-mounted hollow men. At the end of this incident, Levi loses Draza when she is dragged away by a hollow man to its hiding place. While Levi continues searching for her, Draza eventually regains consciousness in the hollow man's lair. After managing to free herself, Draza fights the hollow man. Just when Draza is getting overwhelmed, Levi shows up in time and kills the hollow man with a shot. Because he is curious, Levi examines the hollow man to discover who it is. It turns out that this hollow man is Bradford, the first soldier ever stationed at the Western Tower. As they continue their journey, Levi tells Draza that they are in the biochemical missile storage facility where the poison originated. Shortly thereafter, Levi and Draza find many hollow men still stuck in the mutation phase, unable to move freely. Still, these hollow men can attack. To neutralize the threat, Draza launches a bomb attack that wipes out many hollow men in that place. Time passes until Levi finds an old jeep, which fortunately is equipped with a powerful winch. Using this vehicle, Levi and Draza head for the eastern side of the ravine. Upon reaching their destination, Levi attaches the winch cable to the line connected to Draza's tower. After the winch is set up, Draza immediately hits the gas so the vehicle can climb up. During the ascent, Levi and Draza successfully deal with each hollow man that chases them. Eventually, they reach the eastern tower. They plan to quarantine themselves in their respective towers for 5 days to see if their bodies will mutate. Upon arriving at the western tower, Levi promptly checks the radio as part of his duties. Through the radio, he is contacted by Bartolomeo, who turns out to be one of Dark Lake's top figures. After observing the situation, Bartolomeo is able to learn about Levi and Draza's actions in the ravine. She then asserts that Dark Lake is developing a super soldier program so that the United States military will remain unbeatable by any other country. To preserve the secrecy of this project, Bartolomeo orders Levi to eliminate Draza at once. Levi accepts that order before ending the communication. However, due to hidden cameras installed by Dark Lake in the tower, Bartolomeo realizes that Levi has been lying. As punishment, Bartolomeo decides to execute both Levi and Draza simultaneously. The next day, Levi and Draza prepare themselves to destroy the satellites, so that the secret of the ravine's existence can be exposed. They do this so that some nation will be prompted to obliterate the ravine after discovering the threat within. Not long after, Bartolomeo's Dark Lake helicopter, carrying her and her troops, arrives at the ravine. Realizing that Bartolomeo intends to kill the two of them, Levi and Draza hurry to flee from their towers. To speed up the execution, Bartolomeo then deploys drones to pursue Levi and Draza. While fleeing, Levi and Draza succeed in destroying all the satellites on their list of targets. This event takes place while Bartolomeo is inspecting Levi's tower. With the ravine's secret finally exposed, a protocol called Stray Dog is set to activate in 2 minutes. Bartolomeo rushes back to her helicopter and orders the pilot to move away from the ravine as fast as possible, because Stray Dog actually activates a nuclear bomb located at the bottom of the ravine. When it detonates, the ravine and its surroundings are instantly obliterated. In that chaos, Bartolomeo's helicopter crashes into the ravine and explodes due to the blast. Meanwhile, Levi takes a risky leap into a waterfall to evade the impact of the explosion, while Draza survives unharmed. Afterward, Draza hides inside a cave for 5 days to see if she will undergo any mutation. Since her body proves to be free of infection, Draza finally feels confident enough to re-emerge into the outside world. A while later, Draza is seen in France, at the place they had agreed upon for meeting Levi. But since Levi does not appear, Draza reads Levi's final letter. In it, Levi includes a poem stating that he was able to survive thanks to Draza. Convinced that Levi has passed away, Draza decides to change her profession and becomes a restaurant server. One day during her busy shift, Draza is astonished to see Levi arrive at the restaurant in good health, and thus the film comes to an end.
Get back to you.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Because by subscribing you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.